Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Liwanag. The Thunder Bay International Film Festival attracts people from all over the country and even across the world. It was another successful event here at the Black River Bridge, but of course, the true heroes are the people of the community. Founded by Judy Burns, this is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving people living with cancer. All week, we've highlighted the process of childhood cancer. We've learned about diagnosis and support groups. The slow bike ride was a perfect way to celebrate and encourage healthy living for all ages. On Saturday at about 11 a.m., Presqu'île County sheriffs were dispatched to a fatal snowmobile accident near Dwyer Road in Hawks. Assisting at the scene were DNR officers, Case Township Fire Department, the Rogers City Ambulance, and the driver was identified as 58-year-old Deborah Kingsley of Alpena.
She was on her snowmobile following her husband, and husband noticed that she wasn't behind him anymore. He turned around and located her snowmobile up against the tree. And it was apparent that she had hit a deer. There was a lot of deer hair wedged in the plastic of the snowmobile. She had hit the deer and come off the snowmobile and struck a tree.
Kingsley was wearing a helmet, and according to county sheriffs, speed and alcohol were not factors in this incident.
Everything was pretty much right there. There wasn't a lot of speed involved in it. It was just a tragic accident. There's no alcohol or drugs suspected. They're experienced riders. They've rode on this trail numerous times before.
This is where the incident occurred on Saturday morning, and now the DNR offers safety precautions to avoid any future accidents.
Yeah, my advice, especially on that stretch trail and any stretch of trail that cuts through a lot of swamp and or agricultural land, whether it be farm fields or hay fields. This time of the year, with it getting a little bit warmer, the sun's a little higher, those deer like to come out even midday. Even though the trail conditions were really good, the weather was really good, it still is a good idea to watch your speed, especially slowing down through those wooded areas.
Sergeant Kashuba says Kingsley was taken to Beck Funeral Home in Rogers City. In Hawks, Neil Liwanag, WBKB News. We often take it for granted, and here in the Great Lakes, we step outside our homes and we are surrounded by clean water. But just a couple hours away south of Alpena, the city of Flint is dealing with the water crisis.
Well, I was just shocked because I'm thinking, here in Michigan? I mean, we're the Great Lakes state.
The situation has made national headlines since Flint made the switch from Lake Huron to the Flint River as the city's main water source in order to save money. But the corrosive Flint River water included high levels of lead, which created a range of serious health problems.
Here we have a real need, even in our own state, of people who don't have safe drinking water.
Now, All Saints Catholic Parish in Alpena is stepping in to help Flint.
I contacted Father Joe and asked him if this was a possibility, if we could do this and involve the parish. And he was eager to help, and so we immediately put it in the bulletin, made announcements in church. I'm amazed at the number of people from the parish that came in to give donations.
Within just a week, the church was able to raise over 100 cases of water, and these will all be making their way to Flint tomorrow morning.
It's just wonderful that people care enough about others to want to do that. And they've gotten together and they've mobilized the parish, and they've had that throughout this week to try to get everyone to be involved. That's always wonderful to see, seeing people being taken care of.
It just reminded me of how generous people in this community are. And I think the satisfaction with everyone of knowing that it's going to a good cause.
Even though the water drive is over, the parish is still collecting monetary donations to continue with the efforts to help Flint.
This is an ongoing effort. This is going to take months, years. And so don't give up on it, even if you're tired of hearing of it.
I think any of us would want to have somebody reach out to us if we were in this situation.
In Alpena, Neil Liwanag, WBKB News. We begin a three-part series on childhood cancer. Cancer is a major disease in the United States, and according to the National Cancer Institute, over 15,000 children are dealing with cancer. Tonight, we feature a family with a son who was recently diagnosed with cancer. It's one of the most severe diseases anyone can have, cancer. For Eric and Kelly Hunter, it was just a normal day for their son Paxton after a game of t-ball.
During t-ball this spring, he had developed a limp. We thought he sprained his ankle. So I wrapped it, iced it, gave him ibuprofen around the clock, and that didn't heal for weeks.
With a lack of improvement to the ankle, the Hunters took their son to the hospital and doctors implemented a blood test.
We got a phone call from a doctor who had taken the blood from Paxton, and we didn't know anything was wrong with the first call. She said, well, when can we talk? And I said, we're not going to be back in town until tomorrow. Can we talk tomorrow? And that instantly put a little knot in my stomach. Like, what can't she tell me over the phone?
The doctor then called again, and this time it was a call that changed the family's life.
This can't wait. Paxton has cancer in his blood. You need to take him to U of M tonight.
The Hunters questioned as to why this happened to them despite their healthy background.
The thing that's still frustrating is with both of my children, I don't believe in fast food. I don't like processed food. I don't like anything that's unhealthy for human beings to be around. I just don't know why it would happen. Why it would have happened to him being in good health and eating right, exercising, not being around hazardous material or anything. So I don't know, it's really shocking.
Even though the family's doing all they can to care for Paxton, ultimately they have a mindset of peace that they will overcome this battle.
Faith, yeah. Faith in a higher power and faith in everything happens for a reason.
Paxton is doing great and receives weekly treatments at the University of Michigan Hospital. According to cancer.org, a lot of progress has been made in treating childhood cancer, but early detection is key.
I just think if Paxton never would have sprained his ankle, or if I never would have checked up on that leg pain, which was a symptom of leukemia, was bone pain. A tip from me would be to push for a yearly blood draw to check for things like that. If you can catch it sooner, you just have a better odds. You have a better chance to beat it before it gets too aggressive or turns into something else.
In Alpena, Liwanag, WBKB News.